In this quick New World video, we're taking a look at some life staffs that can drop that's the best in New World. So let's take a look at some healer life staffs. The first one is one that you can get in Brimstone Sands from a quest, which is a pretty decent start, and it will come with Bless, Refreshing Move, and Mortal Refreshment. Bless and Refreshing Move is basically mandatory for all life staffs, and it will have a gear score increase. Just look out for Blossoming Thread quest in Brimstone. If you can't farm Brimstone and you want to do dungeons, then you can get the Will of the Ancients. This used to be one of the best life staffs out there, but since then it has changed. But this one will come with Focus, Bless, Refreshing Move, and Refreshing. And this will drop from Lazarus. You can find Lazarus dungeon in Reekwater, but this one is no longer the best since it's so easy to get the first one. Sure, this one has a bit of refreshing on it, but the first one is basically the same amount of healing as this one. Now let's move on to some other life staffs that is really necessary to farm, and it's basically best in slot. The glowing life staff, the glowing life crystal staff, it's quite a mouthful, is probably one of the best ones that you want to farm, but it's going to take a bit of grinding since it only drops in mutations. This one will come with Focus, Blessed, Refreshing, Divine Embrace. So using Divine Embrace on a target below 50% health, reduce the cooldown by 67%, and you gain some mana as well, plus it has Refreshing Move. Using Divine Embrace is pretty common in dungeons and definitely in war. In war this is used a lot, so the cooldown reduction from this is super good, and this is probably a best in slot life staff. But where do you farm this? Well, like I said, you need to do it in mutations. So for this you're going to have to go to Ebonscale Reach and farm Dynasty Shipyard mutation over and over again until this drops for you. So good luck, and you're probably going to have to be geared beforehand. Moving on to another one, Staff of the Throne. This one is a new one that came with Brimstone Sand, but it has Blaze, Refreshing Move, and Keen Beacon, which will give your allies a bit more critical hit chance, about 9.7 as it says here. Where do you get this? Well, you get this from the Ennead dungeon. As you can see, if you salvage it, it has some materia from the Ennead dungeon, and you can farm it from Heru the boss. Pretty good one if you want to PvE. I think Keen Beacon is a bit better. If you go all AoE heals, then probably this one you want as well. I already picked this one up for myself, and I have it in my storage. And the last one is one from Barnacles and Black Powder, but mutated. This one is also new, they recently included it. Spirit Pool. This one will roll with Focus. Purify of Light. Allies with a debuff removed with Splash of Light are healed for 82% of your weapon damage, which is pretty good. It buffs Purity of Light, or basically Splash of Light, a lot better, giving increased healing if you use that skill. But it also comes with Bless, Refreshing Move. But like I said, you will have to run mutations for this. Actually mutation 9+ it seems, so you will have to be quite high to get this, unfortunately. Otherwise you're probably just going to have to craft it, but you will have to grind a lot. If you're looking for a setup for healers where you can farm gear quite easily, then you can watch this video where I go over the base PvE gear for healers.